So hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racy. This message is for Gemini and those with strong or significant Gemini placements in their birth chart for April. So, Gemini, not gonna lie, everything's been really great for you the past few months. And I think that you were possibly anticipating or fearing the shit hitting the fan. And what you fear is what appears. And this is a what you fear appears reading. So before we get into it, stop fearing things. Stop being afraid. Okay? No matter what it is. Because whatever happens for a reason. And if you know some kind of shit's going to go down, then you also know how to prepare in advance so that when it hits the fan, it doesn't get all over you, right? If you know the shit's going to hit the fan, don't stand in front of the fan. Step away from the fucking fan. The shit is still going to hit the fan, but the shit doesn't have to hit you, okay? Which is, I guess, the moral of this story. So, Two of Swords, top of the deck, Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Devil. The Magician, Gemini's card, clarified by the Seven of Swords. The Two of Wands, clarified by the Three of Wands. Okay. Two of Swords is about making blind decisions and swiping away at things for the sake of swiping away at them, even if you don't know what they are. Because this particular Two of Swords, they're sitting on a tree trunk, blindfolded, with two swords swiping around in the air at a butterfly. They can't see the butterfly, they can sense the butterfly, and they're swiping at it with their swords, not realizing what they're swiping at is transformation. So, because that's what butterflies represent, transformation. So I think you're resisting possibly the beautiful transformation of yourself that you've come into over the last few months. You know what I mean? It's almost like reverting back to old version of self, old Geminian ways, instead of really embracing the new, beautiful life that you've created. All right, the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom means there's a little bit more work to do in your reality. There are still steps that need to be taken of your choosing in order to create the dream, right? Ultimately, which is the Ten of Pentacles, right? And the Ten of Pentacles is here. So if you have this ideal situation, do not let fear creep in. Whatever you're afraid of has a solution. It's almost like, well, if you're afraid you don't earn enough money, the solution is simple. You go get a job that brings you in more money. You know what I mean? You start applying. You start putting applications out there. You don't get stressed out if you don't get callbacks and stuff. All you got to know is you're making the effort and the right call will come through for you at the right time. You know what I mean? It's like getting your ducks in a row. It's like, okay, well, I don't need to be afraid of it because I trust the actions I'm taking are ultimately going to lead to the solution that I seek for the problem when and if it presents itself, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles clarified by the Devil is having everything, having the dream, and letting the fear creep in. Now, the Devil can also, because it's associated with Capricornian energy, it can also sometimes represent corporations and or government. Okay? This is like something bigger than you. Something bigger than you that's making it difficult. That's dictating the direction of things. It's kind of beyond your control. It's triggering for you. It brings up old memories or old patterns, and you're either going to go through the shift in the same old-fashioned, old Gemini way, or you're going to face the fact that you're being presented with it again and handle it with more finesse this time. Handle it with more self-assured energy this time, right? More fearlessness and more optimism. So the Magician clarified by the Seven of Swords. This particular deck, the Magician, always kind of freaks me out because it's a huge shadow of a man who is manipulating another much smaller shadow of a person in between their hands. And this is always when we kind of unconsciously manifest what happens to us, whether we realize it or not, because we're all on this journey to heal the self. And we don't necessarily realize, we're unconscious of what experiences we need to actually heal. And sometimes it's facing the same thing and reacting a different way to it, because the first time you reacted to it didn't benefit you. The first time you reacted to it, you went into your shadow. You went into your default woundings, right? And now Spirit, or the bigger self, is giving you an opportunity to face your fears, or face where you have robbed yourself of an opportunity to heal prior, right? Because you went shadow instead of light, right? You went with your woundings instead of your healed, transformative self. The Two of Wands clarified by the Three of Wands, like you're standing in between the goalposts, or you're standing at the start line, knowing that you need to take a step forward and put yourself on a journey to something better. Put yourself in a journey to blooming, right? Even the Three of Wands, there's a pile of ash at her feet, and she's got flowers, and it's almost like she's throwing rose petals on the flowers, or the flower petals on the flowers, and there's all this magical flower energy rising up from it. So it's almost like thanking your old self in the past for teaching you how not to respond, and laying that old version of yourself to rest, right? That you wouldn't repeat anymore what you did before. If the universe is giving you a similar situation that was a nightmare in the past, that was triggering for you in the past, that was hard for you to deal with or heal from, Spirit is literally giving you an opportunity to simply respond different, to react different, to keep your vibration aligned and not freak out, panic, worry, revert back to old thinking. Like, whoever you're dealing with now is not the person you were dealing with then, right? It's not the person you were dealing with then. This is a new person. Or that was the situation then, and that's not the situation now. Yeah, they might be similar, and you might be able to draw lines and say, oh, no, it's exactly the same. No, it's not exactly the same. The trigger is exactly the same, but the entire experience surrounding the trigger is different. So make sure that you're discerning and distinguishing between what is the challenge and what is the reaction necessary versus the reaction that you default to, right? There has to be a complete and permanent shift. You've got to lay your past as it stands in your mind, how it's formed your beliefs about others, people, circumstances, to rest. If you want to actually move forward on this journey, you have to be willing to lay your old self, even if your old self is as of this morning, you need to be able to lay it to rest. This is not about reverting back to old ways. This is not about reverting back to old reactions and old behavior. Like, this is about new Gemini. This is about new Gemini in energy, right? It's not about before. It's not about what you did yesterday. It's about what you want to do today and what you want to focus on for tomorrow. What do you want to manifest? The past is dust. It's done. The past is done. That experience ended. You're in a new experience now for April. And how you react and respond and behave this month is important, because you're either going to repeat the same outcome that you had in the past, or you're going to shift the outcome into something new and improved, because You are new and improved. This is about Gemini and Gemini energy realizing the triggers coming in April and being able to take a deep breath and be like, you know what? I'm good. My situation is good. The person I'm dealing with right now is good. The outcome, no matter what it is good. It's going to be good. It's in the highest good. And just keep that alignment. You know what I mean? Coral's wisdom is the guidance along with Daughter of the Phoenix. And Coral's wisdom is about delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. You know, if you think about coral, it does take a long time to become massive and beautiful. It takes a long time to quote unquote grow. And it's delicate. A little change in the environment in the wrong direction could kill the entire thing of coral. This is a delicate balance. This is a delicate situation. And you're either going to let it completely throw you off or kill everything that you've built over the course of time to get you where you are. Is going to be pointless. Everything that you've built, everything that you've created, all the transformations that you've gone through is either going to be pointless or it's going to be worth something. All the experiences you've had are either going to be pointless or worth something. They're either going to continue to grow or it's dead in the water. Daughter of the Phoenix is about a sacred purging, a purification by fire, an initiation. This is where you choose to rise, Phoenix. This is where you choose to rise. Fire and water, yin and yang, positive, negative, light, dark. It's all about the balance and the duality of things. All the experiences you had prepared you for the experience you're going through now. Appreciate all that you've been through. The dark and the light. Because yeah, that was dark in the past. And you know what? All the light that I've been experiencing, yeah, that's not the dark I used to experience. I don't need to be afraid in this situation. I don't need to go there with myself. I don't need to react the same way. I don't need to choose the same choices over and over again. Things that were acceptable to me yesterday don't have to be acceptable to me today. I can choose my highest good. I can choose my transformed best version of self. Because I'm not that old person anymore. I don't deserve the outcome, again, that I've already had that wasn't great. I can stay positive. I can stay focused. I can stay aligned. I can get myself out of being in front of the fan. If the shit's going to hit the fan, the shit's going to hit the fan, but the shit doesn't have to hit me. Period. Because the shit's going to hit the fan either way. That's beyond your control. But you don't have to be standing in front of the fan. Like, yep, I'm just going to go over here, away from the disaster waiting to happen. I'm just going to do my thing and love life over here and not involve myself with that nightmare. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm not going to stand in front of the fan. Old Gemini used to stand in front of the fan and get upset when the shit hit the fan. They were covered in life's crap. No, the crap doesn't have to hit you. The crap doesn't have to hit you. Yeah, it's going to go down. But you don't have to be a part of it when it does. And if everybody else is freaking out and they're upset because they're getting hit with the shit fan from the universe, Gemini's going to be like, well, it's not my fault you got hit with the fan. You saw me move out of the way. What was stopping you? Yeah, I know. Everybody thinks they got to stand in front of the fan. I just got tired of getting hit with shit. Literally. So I chose something different. I have control over me. So I chose something different. And you can choose to get out of shit's way for the rest of your life. Anytime you can feel it, sense it coming, you can find the solution and prepare yourself in advance so that when that shit does hit the fan, you're good already. You're just observing and witnessing it. But you ain't dealing with it. Because you're good. You're fine. You're not actually involved in that shitty experience. You're not creating or manifesting a shitty experience. All puns absolutely intended. This is your choice, Gemini. Two of Swords, it's your choice. Do you want to keep swiping away blindly at your transformation and make it all for nothing? Or do you want to put all the work that you've done on yourself to good use? Like, just because you're wearing a blindfold doesn't mean you got to keep it on. Just because someone put the blindfold on you doesn't mean you got to keep it on. You can open your eyes and see what the hell you're doing. You can ask yourself, what the hell am I doing? I don't need to ignore my transformation. I can admire it instead. Why stay blind when I already sense what's going on? The universe is throwing a trigger at me to see if I'm still the same person reacting the same way standing in front of the fan. But I don't feel like I'm that person anymore. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take my blindfold off. I'm going to admire my transformation. I'm going to see clearly. Fuck being blind. I'm going to see clearly. Understand how you manifest things. Right? There's no reason to be afraid. If you're afraid something's going to happen, it's because there's a solution that you're not actually partaking in or applying. A solution you're not applying. So apply the solution. Done deal. Apply the solution. Don't be afraid if you're the only one not standing in front of the fan. Don't be afraid if someone comes around and is like, I thought I put this blindfold on you. Why did you take it off? Because I do what the fuck I want and you're not the boss of me. You can't judge me. Who the fuck are you? That's your energy for April. Get in that mindset. Who the fuck are you? Tell me I got to be blind and stand in front of a shit fan. Who the fuck are you? No, I'm good. I'll do me. I'm enjoying who I am now. I hope this helps, Gemini. I hope this helps. Until next time, I love you guys. I will see you for May. Bye.